Session. So today we having the Amit Kumar Ghosh. So he is a mentor and working as a software developer in the top MNC. And today agenda for the session is what are the reason you should learn the data structure. So this session is around completely data structure. So whatever the queries, what are the doubts you having about the data structure, if you are planning to get a job in the product-based company, like we have in the main company, like Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, we having the Google and many more. So today, these type of question you can ask. So we having Damit. He will give the answer of all these queries. So guys, if you are able to hear us properly, please do confirm through the chat window. Audio is proper. Everything is fine. So welcome Amit.
Hi, good evening, all. Good evening, sir. So, uh, should I continue?
You let me confirm from the audience. They can hear us
Mm-hmm.
properly.
Okay, sure.
Sound is clear to everyone. Can you confirm?
You guys can
Guys,
write in the chat if I'm audible clearly, so that we'll move forward then.
okay, thank you for the confirmation. If we can hear it properly. Now, Mr. You can proceed further.
Okay, sure. So, good evening, everyone. How you guys doing? You can guys write in the chat. So today we're going to learn. Basically, we're going to get through that how data structure and algorithm, how to learn data structure and algorithm, and why we should study this. So you can see our agenda. This introduction to data structure. We'll be learning about advantages, reason why data structure is needed, very much needed in this recession kind of this time specifically, and when to use data structures and what are the career opportunities after learning data structure and algorithm. So just before starting with the what is the need and what are like where it is used, real world examples, we'll go through each and everything one by one. Then we'll take doubts from your side, like, okay, well, what are the things you know you might have seen in the agendas, that how what are the career opportunities are, then everything. So we're going to talk one by one. So first thing is first, that is what is data structure. So you guys may know that it is a way of organizing or storing data in memory. So that is what data structure is. This is not a language. So don't get confused with the language and data structure. Data structure and algorithm is completely different thing than a language. So when we say language, computer languages, that means C, C++, C sharp, then Java, Python. These are the languages, right? And with those languages you can apply data structure and algorithms, because basically those data structure and algorithms are problem solving abilities, nothing like more than that. So it gives the way to organize the code in proper structure so that we can access or delete or things very clearly, right? So that is what the need of basically data structure is. So you can see that it helps to access, manipulate the data more effectively and like efficiently, because there are lots of data structures are there, uh, arrays, stacks, queues, linked lists. These all data structures are there, and all have their different needs. So we're going to understand that basically why we stress more on data structures, and why in this time, in this recession time, when US is in deep, like moving to a deep recession, then that is going to, if you guys have heard of that, layoffs, all the tech layoffs recently, that big companies, they are laying off people from their companies. And why? So that is very necessary, because you have to write clean code, you have to write optimized code, so that to write those codes you need to have good understanding of data structures and algorithm. Basically that improves your logic whenever you write the code, right? Because we know that in computer science, when you write code, only two things we keep in mind. First thing is time complexity and space complexity. Every time, every time. Remember this, every time whenever we write codes, we keep these two things in our mind, because when we reduce the complexity, like time to execute the problem, and space it is taking, less amount of space it is taking, then we are saving the server cost of the company. It means, because every business wants to spend less money on their code bases, whatever the code base is there, and they want to get effective output. Let's suppose, I'll give you one example why this is very necessary. Suppose Google search is there, right? You guys know, suppose if I search data structure over there, and if it gives result to me after half an hour, so you can understand, like people will go off from there, like no one would like to search on Google. So that happened with Yahoo. If you remember, Yahoo used to have, Yahoo is the first in the earlier days, Yahoo used to be the first search engine, right? So thereafter, you see Google took over them, right? Why? Because they organized in a such a way, and the results was so correct. The data were sorted in very well fashioned, that whatever user wants to get, they were getting, right? So that's why I was taking example, that if you search over Google that data structure, and if it gives result something else which you don't want, so you'll get frustrated, right? So you wanted our data structure, but something else is coming out related to that data structure. That is what is not needed, right? So there comes the play of these things, all right? So there we learn about arrays, these things and everything, so how they're doing those things. I'll be talking about lots of example, fitness app, then Facebook, how Facebook is using data structures, how Amazon is using data structure and everything. We're going to learn everything. I'll tell you one by one, all right? So first thing, then again the thing is coming is that, what are the advantages of data structures, right? So okay, guys, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Amit Kumar Ghosh, by the way. I'm a software developer in blockchain industry. So I've been working with a US firm, and I do mentor in data structure and algorithm in different companies. Right now with the Scholar, I'm like associated with them. So this is like brief introduction about me. So moving forward next, that is what are the advantages of data structure, right? So first thing is, it is language independent. I already told you guys that it is not dependent on language. You can apply logic, you can apply data structures and algorithm with, this is the problem solving technique basically, with any language. So basically we're going to learn with Java, because that is what, Java is the most used language in the, like, by many companies. So we're going to learn with Java, or C++, you may learn with, or Python, or JavaScript. These are the most four languages it's used for data structure and algorithm, but you can learn with any language, all right? So it improves logic building, all right? So move forward. When we move forward, like in the session, we'll understand why it is very necessary. Right now you might get theoretical answers, right? Improving problem solving approaches, you might be knowing these things already, right? But what should be the approach of solving problem and all these things, like what are the career opportunities where you can apply, and all those things, in a structured way, I want to cover each and everything, all right? Now when we learn some logic, not like we are mugging up things, then we got to solve real world problems, because real world problems will be, every time it will be different, right? Some server issues, like let's suppose, you guys may know that, right now IPL is going on, right? So if you see, Geo Cinema is hosting the IPL sessions, right? So you might have, you know that issues, that that how they are handling this amount of, like, lots of users are there. They're coming at, spikes of, I mean, audiences are coming at random, right? So they're trying, they're scaling the things, and they're using Kubernetes or Docker, all these things. These are the things, after you learn, after you create your your problem solving abilities, then you're going to apply those logic with the any like particular sets of data structures, right? So how they're doing those things, like how to debug those things or everything. So that helps, data structure algorithms helps you to create logic, right? So you can solve real world problems. Suppose any problems comes to the geo cinema, that IPL is going on, right? People will get frustrated, isn't it, if it is like getting off more than 5 minutes, right? So you should have that team behind that able to solve that thing very fast, right? So that they can handle all the users, like whichever coming, whatever the spikes is coming and everything, all right? So basically it improves the adaptability of the emerging tech stack. This is, and last thing is, if you want to get job in the man companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, these companies, Amazon, right? So there also it is very very necessary, because they totally ask questions on graph, trees, or whatever the data structures there, because you're going to solve those real world problems with those data structures only. All right, so I'm going to take lots of example, by the way, for the real world problems, where we use data structure and algorithm in real world. So let's wait for some time, then I'm going to take few examples that which data structures are used to solve those problems. All right, now second thing is, what is an algorithm, right? So algorithm is nothing, this is the step by step correct procedures to solve a given problem. So you might have heard that this is a very common example, by the way. So if you want to like make a cup of tea, right? So what do you have to do? So there is definite steps, right? You'll get tea leaves, you'll get milk, you'll get sugar, you'll get water, and you will put everything step by step, isn't it? So those are the algorithm for making a cup of tea. Similarly, to solve particular type of problem, there are particular steps to cover, right? That is what algorithm is. Data structure means organizing data, and algorithm means some step by step procedure is there to solve that given problem. So this is what completely means data structure and algorithms, right? This is a problem solving technique, by the way, nothing else. Okay, so there are two main criteria to judge an algorithm, right? First thing is effectiveness, and what is the efficiency. So what is mean by effectiveness? Like how many steps it is going to take to give the desired result. And what is mean by efficiency? How much time and memory it's going to take to execute. So I already told, right? Time complexity and space complexity. That is what efficiency is, if you talk in layman term, right? So an algorithm which takes minimum steps to produce the desired result are considered to be most effective, right? So we want to take as much as, like, we'll try to cover that, we'll try to solve that problem in less amount of time, in less space. That is what we want, because that will reduce the server cost, like to the business. That is the main reason behind it. Okay, an algorithm which takes minimum time and less space to execute is considered to be most efficient also, right? That this you might have understood already. All right, so why, now question comes, why then, why we need data structures algorithm, like why it is very important to learn. Okay, so before going to this efficiency, scalability, I talked already about scalability, that that geo cinema thing, that where IPL is going on, and apart from problem solvings and everything, efficiency, you might have understood that we need to optimize the code, whatever the, for reducing, like the performance of the code should be good, right? To reduce the time and space. So that we can understand. Scalability also, data structure allows us to manage large amount of data efficiently. Okay, if you have hold on data structure and algorithm, you can scale big systems, like in the like n number of people can come to your website, but if your website get crashed, so that's an issue, right? So it means, if let's say tomorrow, WhatsApp gets shut down for 2 hours, people will get, like they will like, it will bring chaos in the market, right? So that should not happen, isn't it? So that's where the scalability and problem solving abilities and everything, that everything is done through all this, linked lists, graphs, data, all these data structures basically, or algorithms, right? Okay, next thing is data structure and algorithm allows you to reuse the program. If you have written something, you could write in short form, and that you can do with that, you can reuse the reusability. It gives you the reusability of the code, so you can do that also. And competitive advantage of data structure is if you know data structure algorithm, you will be given favor than other developers. That is the most important thing, because you know the basics of coding. Then you, if the company's technology stack get changed, you can solve that issues, no problem with that. But someone who don't know the logic, the basic math behind the coding, so if some new problem comes, he will be searching over somewhere, or he'll be asking to friends or seniors, so his life will be like messed, right? So there, people get, if I talk internally, so people are judged on their problem solving abilities only. That is the most important thing in any company, all right. Second thing is standardization. When you learn, you can ensure that your code adheres to the industry standards, and like your code is readable enough, so you are writing with functions or whatever, so that is the reasons for that also. And one more thing is, it improves the collaborations also. Like when you are working on a team, using common data structures can make it easier for the team members to collaborate and share the code and understand the code very well. So that is the, you could do collaboration with your team. If you're working in a team of 7 members, let's suppose, then everyone can understand if you're using some common data structures algorithm, right? So if you're writing in your own way, so that, otherwise, if you're writing in iterative way or something, so that will make very difficult to understand the code and share the code, right? So that is the thing. And other thing is learning opportunities. Studying DSC can be great learning opportunity, as it helps you to, basically, it creates the ability to solve any kind of problem. So it gives you competitive advantage in the real world also. So if you have good logic, then you can apply those things in real world also, in your real life, right? So that is also the thing is there. Now we're going to talk about that, what are the examples when you use data structure algorithm, right? Okay, so here you can see various data structures are there, right? Various data structures are there. Array is there, linked list is there, so will not go deep into that, what is array, what is linked list, what are these things, how to insert and remove. So this is basically this is not the agenda of this masterclass. So we're going to learn that I'm going to take some examples here now, like what are the different apps or companies they're using data structures in where, like, okay, so you guys know about navigation, right? So navigation apps like Google Maps, they use basically Digitra's algorithm to find the fastest route between the 2 points. So what I said is, suppose you want to go from Delhi to Noida. Suppose you want to move from New Delhi to Noida. So if you search over Google, they will give you 2 3 paths, right? So how they decide that which path is more like economical by, and which path has traffic and everything, and what is the shortest path, so that is done by, you know Digitras algorithm. But basically, that helps you to find the fastest route between 2 points. So there, Google use Digitras algorithm. So that is one algorithm, right? We're going to learn about data structure also, right? So if you heard fitness app, so you guys heard about, Fitbit. That fitness app is there, right? Fitbit. So they use data structure like arrays and linked lists to store and analyze workout data such as, steps taken, distance traveled, and whatever the calories burned, whatever the functionalities are there. So they are using arrays and linked lists. So let's suppose if you want to join a product based company and you don't know about arrays and linked lists, and you go to their teams, so that will be a nightmare for you, because they are going to use arrays and linked lists in enormous way, right? So every data structures are getting used by different companies. All right, let's move forward. I already talked about, Digitras algorithm that Google is using, and Fitbit app they're using for calories burn and steps and everything. That is done by arrays and linked lists, right? Okay, let's move forward. Okay, stacks is also there. Cues we're going to learn up, like, we're going to see these examples of this thing also. Before that, you heard about social media platforms like Facebook, right? They use algorithms like, collaborative filtering to personalize your news feed by suggesting posts and pages that you might be interested in, right? So they are filtering. So how Facebook, they are, how they're understanding that you might be interested in, you like these things. So Facebook are using algorithms like, collaborative filtering. So there they are understanding, okay, this is the thing you may like or you may interested in. So that's why they are showing. So if you don't know about this algorithm and you go to Facebook someday and you join their team, then that is also a difficult time, isn't it? Now, basically, this masterclass is designed to go to product based companies, right? So I have trained more than 2000, developers who already, like, more than, 300 plus people are already working on product based companies. I trained more than 2000 people, over the internet. I'm mentoring for, more than, 1 year now. So they are placed in good companies. So how they, I know the steps, I know the things. I already took interviews of different companies also. So as an interview perspective, I can also say that what are the things, you should study. Like, you need not to study everything, each and everything, right? So you guys might know that, for learning mathematics, you should not, like, everyone cannot learn about like everything, right? No one is there in the world who know mathematics fully. No one is there in the world who knows C++ or Java fully, each and everything. No, not possible. But which is needed in the industry, that is what we're going to study, and that is what it is needed. We need not to study all the theoretical part, all the, inner structures of the, that language or something. No, we want to learn which are used in the real world. That is we're going to learn, and that is we're going to apply. That much we learn, and that is the thing, right? Okay, one more thing. You guys know about Amazon, right? So that's an online shopping website, right? So that uses data structures like hash table and binary search tree to manage inventory and, process transaction efficiently. So whenever the, transactions and inventory, they, they want to manage the inventory, they use hash tables and binary search tree. So these are the things. Okay, one more thing I'll take example. If you heard of Spotify, so that's a very big platform. Spotify, they're using linked list. They're using linked list to connect the songs between each other. All right. So they are using linked list. Okay, one more thing I'll take example of. you guys might have stacks and queues, right? So if you know that Google browser, Google Chrome is there, right? Google's browser is Chrome, right? So you might have seen back button and front button there, right? If you click on back button, it will come back, it will go to the next part. So there they you using stack and linked list are both are used, like so that is the use of stack. Okay, one more thing, I'll take example. In computers you do undo and delete, right? You do undo, right? Sometimes you write something that is you not needed, so you hit Control Z. So that is the application of stack, right? So these are the, so whenever you going to, like in whatever product based companies you go, data structures is must. But if you're going to service based companies, that is also not needed. But these days, in this registration days, now service based companies are also asking for some knowledge of data structure and algorithm. So it is getting very difficult for other programmers who are like average programmers basically to get into the company and survive in the company. Okay, one more thing I want to add here. You can get into any company, but if you don't have the logic of thinking, like how to think and how to map down the code, like whatever you're thinking, write down in code, that is you know getting very difficult for the people who crack the coding interview somehow, but survival get difficult there. So they don't get promotions and everything, this kind of things, like things happens to them. All right. Okay. One more interesting example I would take. Virtual assistants, like if you're using Apple, iPhone, right? You might know about Siri, or if you're using Amazon, Alexa. So they speak, right? So they use algorithms like NLP. NLP is natural language process to understand and interpret user requests. So there that's a machine learning algorithm, but still that's an algorithm, isn't it? So they are using that to understand, the things whatever the user is saying. In healthcare, algorithms are used to process image recognition and analyze and diagnose the disease accurately, right? So these are the things. So whatever the cancers is there, those image processing things and everything, that is done by machine learning algorithms. What are the things, like other things are there. So if you have created the logic and everything, you can move to any domain you want, any team they keep you in, you can excel there. Basically you're going to, that is the way of showing that how capable you are and how you're like are qualified for more salary or whatever the thing is, right? So these are the things are there. Okay, again, like the examples keep on popping on my head. Basically in transportation, algorithms are used to optimize traffic flow by analyzing real time data, like from sensors and cameras installed on the road highways. This helps the reduce to congestion and improve the travel times and to the drivers, right? So these are the things, are the examples of data structure and algorithm. So these are what are trees and what are graphs. These are explained. Trees are used to represent the hierarchical relationship between elements and everything. Our aim is not that. Okay, so these graph is there, trees, these all are data structures. Basically trees also data structure. This is a non-linear data structure. Trees graph is also non-linear data structure. All right, so these are the things there. Okay, moving forward, next we have taken lots of examples, right? So career opportunities. So when I say when data structure and algorithm, so you are definitely going to be a software engineer, right? Then data scientists, as I said, NLP is there, that natural language processing or whatever, machine learning engineer, because all those algorithms are based on these algorithms are there in that domain only. Data scientist, you become data scientist, you become machine learning engineer, you become software engineer, you become cyber security engineer, whatever you become. But you should have the ability to solve problem. That is the most important thing, right? So you could take one leak code problem and you can ask to your friend. He will take, if you don't give like resources of internet, right? You'll take, if he have, if he don't have, if he or she don't have that problem solving ability, so he or she will take weeks to solve that single problem, right? But if you learn, you can solve at the very first go, right? It will take time, but you can do those things at the very first go, right? All right. Next thing is, okay, you want to be a product engineer, product manager, whatever, mastering this, this data structure and algorithm will like be excel in tech industry. Okay, before moving to the last part, okay, so what are the ways, like what is the way of learning data structure and algorithm, right? What should be the correct way of learning that? First thing first, you should have knowledge of any one language. Maybe it's Java, C++, or whatever language one language, basic syntax you need to know about that. All right. Okay. Now, either you can learn from books, practice by yourself, or take a course where a mentor who already proved those things, take help from him so that he can give you right path to pursue that. Because what is the most important thing in learning data structure algorithm is you'll get huge number of suggestions from different people, that this is the path you should follow, that is the path you should follow, this will get you in this, you will become coder in 5 months, in 2 months, 1 week. See, until and unless you practice, no one can like make you a good coder or like programmer, whatever, right? So you need, first of all, you need good, path. Basically, you need, a structured path which is already proven. So there, after that, you can learn things. All right. So you can, I already said that you can learn through books. That's a time consuming thing. You could practice question, but that will in the long run, that will be like you may leave it, because coding is that thing, or that kind of thing only, like people leave coding in between. That's why they don't learn things and they find it to be very difficult. All right. And okay, I already talking about the career opportunities, right? That these are the things there. Okay, so if if I give some insights about software development. Okay, so these are the techniques I told, that either way you can learn the things. So I would recommend you choose one mentor, and he will give you each and everything with the questions. He'll teach the topics, he will take you one by one step forward, and he will you will be ready for the technical interview. And what are the things are asked basically in the interviews and everything, if you go step by step, then it is going to be very easy. But you have to practice, that is the primary thing. All right. So now, one thing I would like to stress upon is, if I talk about the current situation. All right. So you might have heard that I already was talking about, you might have heard that world is in recession and firing has been freeze. Like, no, not firing, sorry, hiring is freeze, right? It means what? Companies are not willing to give job to people. Maybe he's talented then also, because this is the recession time. This is very crucial time that you should upgrade your skills. So this software industry is very dynamic. If you leave today something like whatever you learned, if you leave today, after 2 3 years you'll see that new technology stack is coming out in the market, right? So you have to learn every time. But if you clear your basics, that this thing DSA, if you clear your basic, when I said clear your basics, it means data structure and algorithm only, because that only creates your logic, that only smooths or cleans your logic basically, right? So if you want to, if you know data structure, you know the fundamentals, any tech stack comes into the market, you can learn very fast, because no one is there, because you learn about Java and something in the, like, whatever in the courses, or you learn all the suppose all the languages like Python, C++, and Java. Then when you place in a company, then you might be seeing you are in a team where people are using .NET, C Sharp as a language. So then you'll say what? Then you'll say, I don't know the C Sharp. No, you already have the logic, so you can jump into another language very easily, because there is only difference of syntaxes, nothing else. So if you have the logic, so you can jump over there, no issues with that, right? So that is what it will teach. All right, now I was talking about the recession, right? Now every company frees their hiring, they are wanting people who already know things, like who already have high technical skills. When we say high technical skills, you know that's where data science algorithm comes into the play. Now one more thing important is the product based companies are also asking for the data structure and algorithm. So few days back, I was in a different company, I was taking interview, like it may be 1 month back. So there I was taking an interview, and that was a basically service based company. So there what it happened is they were asking for the basic knowledge of array, linked list, and the stacks and queues. Earlier they don't used to ask those things, right? So they think right now that it is very necessary, because you might have you might have, like, you might be knowing that Chat GPT and this all this AI language model is coming out in the play, right? So lots of automation is going to happen for sure. So basically it is not going to take jobs from everyone, but whoever is using that Chat GPT and all this language model, that is going to take your job for sure. So this wave also you're going to see, right? Because this lots of things going to be like you know automation is going to happen for sure, right? So people are if normal, your average in coding or something, and you are hoping for getting into the product based companies, that is very very difficult now, because whatever the things are there, level got upgraded, right? So you should also increase your skills, like this is the technology change, right? Chat GPT and all this language models being, or whatever, so these are the upgrade in the technology stack, isn't it? So someone who already know data structure and algorithm, he doesn't need to worry about it, because whatever the way he can solve the problem, so he has less lesser I mean, what to say, like he has lesser a bit, like he is less prone to getting fired, right? That is what it is, right? So you have to have good, like an analytical skill, learning ability, and these are the things going to come through practice this problems with all the whatever the data structures are defined. All right, so now, so if you want to build career in product based companies, so you need to build a strong portfolio that showcase your technical skills. Okay, now when we say portfolio, people think about simple web page, they're going to use JavaScript, and okay, that is completely fine, no issues with that. Like there also you can use data structure and algorithm. What if you can create project with arrays, linked lists, with data structures, you create project? So that's very interesting, isn't it? That is very new also, right? So if you say someone that I have created project with linked list, so that's a commendable thing, right? So if you have created something which could be used in real world. So that's a commendable thing, isn't it? So that is the thing. So people will give referral or whatever the way. If you have the talent, you can get into any companies. That is for sure, right? Then networking with professionals in the industry. So you might be there in the LinkedIn, right? So you connect with professionals who are already working on that. You could connect to me also. If you search over Amit Kumar Ghosh, I'll get to you. You can connect me over there also. All right, so you can connect with other people also. All right, so there you create your network, your environment in that way. All right, third thing is, if you want to create your career in product based companies, like attend career fairs and job events. These things happens. All right, these are the things. So before attending these things, you have to prepare for technical interview. And for technical interview, first and foremost things is those data structure and algorithm. You should learn these things. Now I'll end by this saying this kind of everything. I'm finished with all this stuff. Now you guys can ask, if Shailendra sir, are you there? Like they can ask questions, like whatever the doubts they have. We're going to solve those things.
So guys, what are the question you having about the data structure? You can keep asking the question. I'm going to share the few set of question the people already asked in the chat here. There is one question from Dakil. He asking about, could you help us with a roadmap to learn data structure in Java?
Correct. Sure, sure, Akhil. So, when we say, okay, that is what we are teaching with. We are basically going to, our data structure algorithm is going to be first, going to move with Java only. All right. So, roadmap, that is what we are doing. So, not only roadmap, we are not only giving roadmap, we are giving the set of questions to practice, then set of questions which is asked in a company, and solution with each and every, like every line you will understand one by one. All right, so first thing first, you need to have basics of Java. So that is, I'm going to teach those things, that what is the basics of Java, what are the syntaxes, what is conditions, for loop, while loop, and all those things that is going to be covered. And after that, we're going to start with arrays, then linked list, string, or whatever the data structure is there. One by one, after finishing one topic, we'll give one question to you to solve. After you get back to us, we're going to, if you're stuck there, we'll help you out. And after that, we'll give problems which are there, which is already asked in an interview. So that way, what will happen is, you're going to prepare each and every topic one by one. So that is like, it's like, one algorithm is there in data structure algorithm. We call it as, divide and conquer. So it's a large piece of cake is there. If I divide it into smaller parts, so that is very easy for me to eat one by one. So I'll not get overwhelmed, that I'll have to learn each and everything right now. So what we'll do is, we'll go by one. We'll conquer one thing, and we'll conquer next thing. We'll conquer array first, then we'll conquer linked list first. Before going to linked list, will solve each and every problem which is asked in an interview related to array. What are the questions can be asked, what are the questions can be done with the array, and everything we will do. Then we'll move to the next part, then we'll give examples also. And when we revise, what will we have? Labs, will give to access to portal, CMS, and everything. There you can get all the solutions of the question asked and everything one by one. So this is going to be the structure of the basically roadmap. When you say roadmap, so that is very overwhelming, right? You'll get all the things, but so that is not the thing, right? We have to go one by one. All right.
Even I have shared a link in the screen as well, how the roadmap you have to follow to learn the data structure. So mainly data structure you can categorize into two sections: data structure foundations, or you can say the data structure and algorithm level one. Then we having the data structure advanced, where we having the level two. If you look at the the data structure foundation, where we having the data structure complexity analysis, arrays, string, sorting algorithms, searching algorithms, string algorithm, list, stack, queue, hash. So these are things are coming to the level one. When it is come with the advanced, we having the trees, we having the heaps, graphs, then we having the greedy algorithm, divide and conquer, dynamic programming, backtracking. So these are things are coming with the advanced data structure. And around all these data structures, you need to practice the problems as well. Because in the data structure, you have to practice in the problem solving approach. So at least 100 plus problems you are doing, so that you having the confidence, you having the understanding to deal with them simply. So next question is from the Naga Manjari. Is it only for Java? Yeah, of course it is only for Java, but data structure does not have any dependency on a programming language. What
Correct.
are the algorithm you are going to learn? What are the algorithm? What are the problem actually you're going to attempt? They can be done using any programming language syntax.
Okay.
Because
So
your approach is important, syntax is not important. What are the language syntax you follow?
correct, correct. So Naga Manjari, basically we want to do data structure algorithm with Java only, all right. But as I already told in the beginning of this, whenever we started, that data structure algorithm is not language, like it's not a language dependent, thing. It's a basic problem solving and creating your problem solving ability. Basically, it increases your, problem solving ability, analytical thinking, logic building, and all this. And this is that stuff. All right. Okay. Naga Manjari, one more question. I am from .NET background. Will it be helpful? Yeah, sure. Definitely it will help. It will be helpful. So basically it doesn't matter which background you're from. If you go to a product-based company, definitely you're going to use data structure algorithm for sure. You're going to use it.
I share the link in the chat window, Akhil. So you can refer the link to get the more detail about it. Next question we having from the Saman. Okay, it's fine. Then we having the next things about Manju Banchal.
Okay, could you tell some popular algorithms used by developers while coding, given the sort like algos already implemented in Sand? Yeah, I already told you, right? Lots of examples. Fitness app, then Google, about the Google search, and I already talked about lots of things, right? Social media app like Facebook, online shopping, Amazon using that data structure like hash tables, like and binary search for the inventory and process transaction, right? So already I told about those things. And navigation apps like Google Map uses Dijikra's algorithm to find the shortest path. I took lots of examples. I talked about Siri and Alexa for the NLP, that algorithm, NLP algorithm is used, that natural language processing, right? In healthcare, image recognition and all those things are, those are things done by algorithm only. So this, you can understand how much, like when you talk about real world problems, that only going to solve using data structure and algorithms only. That is the only way to solve these things. All right. Okay, next question is, when is the, so you can take this question, where is the
So when it
training?
is coming to training going to start, so training we are going to start soon. Even I will share a link as well. If you are interested to join this training program, you can share the detail in this form or fill up this form. Our team will call you about the next training program batch. We are going to start. So we are going to start the next training program in the April end. So just fill up the form which I shared in the chat window, and the course counselor will call you about the next batch timing. So
Okay,
the next
what is
question, what is
basically
exactly
dynamic?
dynamic programming?
Yeah. So what exactly dynamic programming? Dynamic programming is, you can say, it's an algorithm. It's a basically, you can say, problem solving technique where you can solve different problems. That is what we're going to learn about dynamic programming also, right? So that this is the last topic we choose in dynamic programming. Like, few step, process are there. If you heard, two techniques are there. Bottom up approach and top. Two approaches we use basically there. So you're going to understand by that this is basically algorithm, you can say, uh, solving, problem solving techniques. That is what dynamic programming is.
So Manju, when it is coming to attempting a problem to solve, so there we having the many techniques. You can say we having the many approaches. So how you can decide the approach, that is the important here. So there can be the one of the approach from the dynamic programming perspective as well. So this is about that.
Can I learn DSA using C sharp? Yeah, Sarada Prasad. Sure. If I pronounce your name wrong, like, if, I mean, pardon me. So, can I learn data structure? Sure. As I already told, that you can learn data structure with C sharp. You can learn data structure with C++. You can learn with JavaScript. You can learn with Java. You can learn with Python, any language. But for this training program, we're going to start with Java. So DSA is language independent. You can learn with any language.
And one more thing I want to add here, the Sarada Prasad. If you know already the C sharp, so you will not face any challenge with the Java because
Mm-hmm.
the Java and the C sharp syntax is almost same.
Yes.
We don't have much differences. Okay, only the way of showing the things on the screen, only the way of taking the the input from the user. Those basic things are only different. These are the only syntax difference. Otherwise, you will not find out much difference in Java and the C sharp. And here you are not learning the Java in detail. It's about the Java fundamental. Because data structure is all about the fundamentals of a programming language. You are not
Yes.
going to use any programming language in advanced way, like loops, arrays, string. These are the common things are common everywhere. So those are going to learn there. Simple.
Okay, so one more thing, like, C sharp language. If someone knows C and C plus plus, no, they're also very, like, like, Java use, it's a fully object oriented language. So we're going to write, everything using class. So if you know C plus plus and C, that is also like you can learn with Java. That will also become very easy to learn. This is these things, right? Okay. So, which programming language is effective with DSA would be better, either Java, JavaScript, or building industry demanded website? Okay. So, if we say that if you are in college, so I would say only to college, or either in tech industry, only two, mostly two languages, use, that is Java and C plus plus. So when we say competitive programming and everything, so we say Java, or that is C++, right? You can learn with any language, that like doesn't matter at all. So it's not an issue, all right?
So next question is about the
Okay.
LLD and HLD.
Okay, so this is okay. So LLD is, it's a basically low level. It's a question on system design. By the way, it's a bit higher part of after learning data structure algorithm. When you want to get into the higher post or something, then you learn system design. So LLD means, if you ask the question, Romil, so you know that it's a low level design. And so, and HLD is, that is high level design. Like, these are the two important stages in a software development life cycle. So basically, LLD refers to the detailed design phase, right? You go to the each detailing of some. Suppose you want to, okay, let's suppose, Scholar Hat website is there, right? So it has some features or something, so you have to before coding that website, you need to design that, like what are the functionalities is going on. Let's suppose, Facebook is there, so lots of things are there, right? So system design takes lots of things to, after that coding comes into it, into the play. Before that, designing that Facebook is not a normal website, because it's searching, or it's a normal friend request button, and everything takes lots of designs to create that, right? So that is the low level design. A high level design is that, that is referred to the architecture design phase, basically we talk about. So that is the thing. So it is like more related to system design. LLD and HLD, we're going to not going to learn about this LLD and HLD, but I'm going to give you the insight, no issues. Like whenever I going to teach about you data structure, this is the next step I'm going to give you, that's LLD and HLD. So how to scale systems, how to create, that scaling system and everything. So we're going to learn about that also, no issues. I'm going to give you these things is going to be covered when we like discuss in the class. We're going to cover that.
If you have any other query, please do ask through the chat window. Even you can ask any other query as well. It's not about you are asking only the queries regarding the data structure. If you having the others query as well, you are free to ask. We will try to answer those queries also.
Yeah, if you Sarad, if you are already knowing C sharp, that is very, Java is going to be very easy because syntaxes are almost similar. And if you guys know C and C plus plus, it is also very like C plus plus guys knows, like they are very syntax. C plus plus is a very syntactical language, right? So they can definitely jump to, data structure, like I mean Java data structure and algorithm with Java very easily, right? Because algorithm steps and everything is going to be same, right? So before that, we're going to cover the Java fundamentals, no issues. So you'll understand better, no issues with that.
So now I think everyone has done the things. So thank you, Amit, for your wonderful session.
Thank you,
You
sir.
have given a complete insight. What is the data structure? What is the algorithm? I hope the people get a now clear picture. What is the data structure? Why they should learn it? And even we have given the roadmap as well, how they can proceed further. So thank you everyone for joining this career coaching session. If you're coming to the channel first time, I request to everyone, please do like and subscribe to the channel so that the information about such valuable session you will get notified. So thank you. Okay, there is a one question. Okay, let me take that question also. Vamsi is saying, I have the 8 years of experience. How it will be useful now? Vamsi, if you're having the 8 years of experience and if you're thinking you are willing to work with your problem solving skills, you want to optimize your system, you are willing to look for what is the optimal solution, what are the logic you have written. So that understanding of the data structure will help you, because data structure is all about to provide the optimal solution of a problem. It's
Correct.
about it's about execution of the code in minimum time. It's about memory management, because it's not the case what are the code you have written, because there can be the multiple solution of a particular logic of a particular problem, but how you will decide this is the optimal solution, this is the best solution. So their data structure comes into the picture. So that's
Mhm.
in the product based company, when it is coming to the main company, they're expecting you should be good in the problem solving skill set.
Correct.
If you have any such plan, let's say you're targeting the product based company, so there definitely this will help you. Even nowadays, what is happening wherever you will go for targeting the product based company, they having the many initial quiz round. They definitely they ask for many algorithm, they ask for many the problems. So if you're willing to pass those interviews rounds, so this DSA will help you. Romir HLD and LLD are not the part of the training program because system design is a separate training completely. Because system design is not about only covering the HLD and LLD. System design it's a complete a different things where you have to learn many style of designing the system. So it's not about only learning the HLD and LLD. Okay.
Correct. So, Romil, you can, after you get, good at data section algorithm, after that you can jump over the system design. By the way, that's as I already told, for the higher post and everything in software, like, development. So system design that comes in. So HLD and LLD is not only the part in system design, lots of things there. So that's a very, very complete different. But we're going to talk about this small things. No issues. No issues.
And one more thing I want to add here when it is coming to HLD and LLD, before that, you should be good in the design patterns as well. You should be good in the solid as well. Many things are there. Then only you will able to design a system, whatever the expectation you having. Because only learning these things will not help you. You have to learn the design principle as well. You have to learn the various design patterns as well. Then only that confidence, that understanding you will have. I hope it makes sense. Okay, thank you. I think Amit sir, we have done. So thank you for coming and taking this session. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care, everyone.